now in 21st century, now in 2021, we're right here. Couple of days back, this is not even a week, 10 days ago, when CGNET came to play, it bombarded the market. But let me say this. It started off, I saw it on your Instagram, and then I started seeing on every meme pages everywhere. CGNET was everywhere. Let's tell everybody a little bit about CGNET.
So,
how did it come to play?
I'll tell you. So, I have personally had an aspiration. So, let me go again, way back, right?
Yeah.
When I was 15, I was studying in London. I was doing my high school there. And I knew I had to get into the family business, but I had zero interest in business per se. I thought I'm going to, become a professional squash player, a Formula One driver, or even like
a DJ maybe.
Maybe, or maybe, Godfather of Mario Puzo. At that age, you think of all these stuff. Yeah. But I knew that I had expectations of me being the eldest in my generation to get into business. Now, if I had to get into business, I had to go that one step ahead in ensuring that I started to understand it. So instead of coming back home for holidays, I was working in an investment bank during the day and a Nepali restaurant at night.
Yeah, in London, right?
Yeah. That's a different story, but I'll tell you where this came from. So while I was going through an experience of working in various mutual funds, hedge, forex department, treasury, blah, 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 my boss suddenly said, okay, make a portfolio. And, gave me a $5 million portfolio. It's not Yahoo money. It's real money of someone who's worked hard.
Yeah.
And she said, okay, you design a portfolio for it. Now, a naive 15-year-old I asked myself a question, okay, you know what? There's probably some guy who's made this money all his life and he's thinking back home that he's left it into a professional investment banker's hand, not knowing that it's in the hand of a 15-year-old.
Yeah.
So I asked myself, okay, if tomorrow the world was to get into another world war, or we used to have famine, or an infectious disease that we're having now, what are the sectors that were not going to get affected? So there's a 15-year-old thinking, right? So I'm like, irrespective of whatever happens, people will not stop eating.
Always.
Irrespective of whatever happens, and that time, this was in the year 1998, so, Nokia phones had just come. Communications had started to come. And I'm like, man, this is only going to evolve. People are not going to stop communicating with each other. And the third thing was, I thought of countries like ours where we did not have the adequate energy. Power cut by around 16. And we used to have, we didn't have lack of infrastructure, bridges, roads, all. I'm like, there must be companies doing all of that. So I made up my mind. So anyway, I put my money there and put 25% in capital protected deposit, right? One of the biggest fall of capital market happened in 99. Market was down 45%. My boss's portfolio was down 80%. My portfolio was up 25%. I mean, although she got the bonuses for it, but I had a great learning from that exercise. Okay? And that's where my entire conviction on these three different industries came in. And so from that age, I've been like, we're already into food. We're expanding into food. We are now into energy, energy, construction, building materials. I have to get into communications.
Yeah.
And my entire dream and my passion started from there. Okay? And in 2012, we acquired an American company here because there was no licenses. So we had to go into a rural telephony license, which we fulfilled all the criteria. And, the regulators told us, go ahead, you need to start a telco. But for reasons which I'm sure everyone knows, because there are only two players in a monopoly market today, we were not given the license.
This is in 2012?
No, post-2012, there were individuals who pretty much took our file, kept it with them, no one could do anything. We went to court. Court decided to tell in the regulators. Regulators made sure no decision was happening, etc. But we never gave up. I never gave up.
You still haven't? Yeah.
Absolutely not. In fact, now, we feel so proud whenever our company goes outside. More than the company, I love putting our country's flag in that country,
of course,
in that plant. And now our company's already got telecom companies outside.
Yeah.
Okay, we've got that knowledge, that capacity we are building for it. That the day we get our telecom license here, we're going to just go all out.
Yeah.
Why? If you look at South Asian market, the highest telecom data rates, call rates, highest EBITDA margin of telecom companies exists in Nepal. 65% margin. What is that? Data penetration? 60%. What is our ISP penetration? 28%. Okay, what are we talking about digital Nepal? What are we talking about creating a economy based around digital technology? If we do not have affordable, accessible data in everyone's hand, okay, what did Jio do? No one wanted Jio to come. Jio was blocked for 4 years. Okay. Eventually, when they come, they disrupted the market. Why? Because they brought in latest, newer technologies. Technology was evolving, you know, and they did not have legacy infrastructure with them. Like today, if you look at the telecom companies, they have landline, they have 2G, they have 3G, they have CDMA, they have WiMAX.
Yeah.
World's already moving towards 5G, man. So how will they be able to sustain that cost of that infrastructure and that people and compete with the new entrant?
Impossible.
So that's where I came in. Okay. And obviously my telecom license is not blocked, but I'm the only company that has 0 dues left.
Okay.
License is not issued. So it's an analogy where I've been taught at a university. I've passed all my classes. I've already got my all my marks where I'm done very well. And literally it said excellent work, all of that. And I have no tuition fees left to be paid, but my degree they've not given. Okay?
That's the only thing that's left.
The only thing. But luckily, from that license, I was able to start ISP. Because that didn't need me to get frequency and all of that. So I went in immediately. And I realized that, with the ISP penetration rate of 30%, during COVID time, everyone's at home.
Everybody.
But everyone's here. And when we launched CGNET, I mean, we are launching at the latest technology of 5G ready technology. Where tomorrow when telecom comes, boom, we're on. Everyone's asking me, how come you're selling so cheap? I'm like, guys, I'm not selling cheap. Everyone else is selling more expensive, man.
So this is the actual rate. This is actually how we are headed towards.
This is, okay, let me give you another example, right?
Yeah.
You are buying 1,000 mangoes, okay? I'm buying 10 mangoes. Are your price and my price going to be the same?
Of course not.
You're going to get much cheaper, right?
Yeah.
That means if you consume huge wholesale bandwidth, your rate is going to be half of mine. I'm just starting. I've just got one mango with me. My rate is much higher. Even with that high rate, I'm able to provide this service. When my volume builds, my costs are going to come down drastically.
So right now in 999, 120, it's definitely going to go down.
But that's our aim. Our aim is much, much larger, much, much larger. Our aim is that this data penetration needs to exceed 100%. Our aim is that people in the remotest part of Nepal should have access to data. Our aim is, like my father said it publicly. We get the license, no voice, no charges for voice, no charges for SMS, data, higher the speed, half the rate. We've done it in ISP.
Yeah. So when are we looking at? This is 2021. Give everybody a fair enough idea. When might this happen? When is it possible? If everything works out, is it possible in a week, in a month, in a year, in 5 years?
If we get a license today, if I get a license today, 6 months to 7 months. If I get a license in early January, hopefully by then CGNET would be all over Nepal. 3 months from then. Because my backbone is ready.
Everything's ready.
That no one can stop me in that. So I'm okay. That's fine. But what pisses me off, sorry for...
No, that's fine.
What pisses me off is our citizens are suffering. The people of Nepal are suffering. They were suffering paying these exorbitant ISP rates. They are suffering paying these ridiculously high telecom rates. I want to be able to come there and say, guys, come on. You're in the process of counting the trees, you're missing out on the forest. If you want a digital economy, a new ecosystem to come, today you are seeing it forget anywhere else, you're seeing it in Sri Lanka, Bangladesh, India, Pakistan. I mean, man, the e-commerce or anything to do with technology, they're 10 years ahead of us. And the only reason is because the cost of data is so expensive here. Jio came and disrupted that. 4 years' time, boom. Everyone's got data in their hand.
So it's going to be phenomenal if we start off in, let's say, a month, 3 months.
If I don't know, man. I'm not, we've never ever in our group as a family, never ever given up on any of the businesses.
Yeah.
There's never been a single business we've exited from. There's not been a single dream we've not stopped dreaming. If we've made up our mind, we're going to do it. It's just a matter of time. We're going to do it.
No matter what.
But you know what irritates me? I told you.
Yeah.
If you love what we are doing, make sure that you subscribe and turn on notifications.
This program is brought to you by Vyas Studios.